Excellency, President of the Republic of Mauritius, Madame Amena Gurib-Fakim, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third edition of UNESCO-Merck African Research Summit, Mars 2017, in partnership with the President of the Republic of Mauritius and the Ministry of Health of Mauritius. Thank you all for joining us here today on our journey to achieve the mission of the Merck Foundation to advance people's lives through science and technology and empowering women and youth in STEM. For the third time, the Merck Foundation is partnering with UNESCO, the African Union, and Cambridge University to empower young researchers and to build research capacity across Africa. So today and tomorrow, we will put a special focus on cancer research and vaccine development, a topic of utmost importance. Cancer is one of the major public health problems affecting sub-Saharan Africa, especially for its correlation with demographical constraints like the increase in average life expectancy or the upsurge of risk factors developing after social and economic dynamics. The second edition of UNESCO Mars focused on infectious diseases and women's health. In order to give continuity to the scientific purpose of today's event, the choice of focusing on cancer as well as on oncology and vaccine development was a logical consequence. Besides the impact UNESCO Mars can have in capacity building in Africa, there's also the potential of outlining the current discussions related to the scientific and research tools required for diagnosis and, furthermore, to propose new arguments to implement them. Indeed, the necessity of discussing cancer becomes evident in the problems caused by late diagnosis. 95% of cancer patients are diagnosed at the late stage or at the end stage of the disease. That is a terrible statistics. Medical research can make a significant contribution to achieving this aim. But they effectively further STEM research, that is, just to make it clear, research in science, technology, engineering, and math. We need to unlock the huge potential women researchers can offer. Women are vastly underrepresented in the research community, in science and healthcare fields in Africa, as well as in other regions of the world. UNESCO data shows that worldwide only 30% of all researchers are female. Therefore, one central objective of this conference is to further empower women in research. UNESCO Mars is a valuable opportunity for all those engaged in health research in Africa to learn about the full spectrum of the last and latest scientific developments currently underway. Moreover, it presents a chance to prepare for the road ahead in Africa's development to become an international hub for research, excellence, and scientific innovation. I'm truly delighted that so many of you share these aspirations and come to join us today. I particularly welcome all experts joining us from the research community, from the healthcare sectors, from academia, from governments, from international organizations such as UNESCO and the African Union, and also from non-governmental organizations. It is a very special honor for me that UNESCO Mars 2017 has attracted so many African ministers to participate in two ministerial high-level panels. Please let me briefly introduce to you our company. Merck is a leading science and technology company with 3 distinctive business sectors: healthcare, life science, and performance materials. We employ about 52,000 people in 66 countries around the world. Research and development play a central role at Merck. In 2016, we invested approximately 2.1 billion euros in this field. In fact, we look back at almost 3.5 centuries of scientific expertise. Merck was founded in 1668 in Darmstadt, a town near Frankfurt, Germany, by my ancestor Friedrich Jakob Merck, so nearly 350 years ago. We are the world's oldest pharmaceutical and chemical company. The Merck family has remained the majority owner of the company to this day. Our healthcare business develops and produces prescription medicals to treat, for example, various forms of diabetes, cancer, multiple sclerosis, and infertility. Merck's life science business manufactures and makes tools and laboratory supplies for the life science industry to facilitate research and biotech production. All of you, and there are quite a number of you around here, who have probably used our products in your lab during your studies or your research period. Our performance material business offers a wide range of specialty chemicals, such as liquid crystals for displays, effect pigments for chemicals and for coatings, as well as for cosmetics, and high-tech materials for the electronics industries. It is very likely that your smartphone display contains our liquid crystals, or if you've got an iPhone, there are 12 different products from our company to make the iPhone work. Merck is firmly committed to Africa. We first established a presence on the continent in 1897 as part of our international expansion of our business in those days. Today, we have more than 500 employees in 12 different countries throughout Africa. And we are here for the long term. We believe in the economic potential of this continent. Africa is important to Merck. After all, it is the world's 2nd largest continent and home of many nations, cultures, and people. Merck is well positioned to address some of Africa's most pressing healthcare and life science needs. We have the expertise and the products to make a meaningful difference to healthcare on the continent. Many of our medicines are on the World Health Organization essential medicine lists. Our track record of partnership with key stakeholders underpins our commitment to building Africa healthcare and life science capacity. We support African laboratories in their research and in doing so enhance the standard of African life science work. We are committed to long-term partnerships with various African governments through our Merck Foundation. Through our different programs, such as Merck Capacity Advancement Program, Merck Cancer Access Program, or Merck More Than a Mother, we are addressing the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, tackling several of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We are sharing knowledge and building capacity and skills to improve access to health everywhere we operate. In terms of health, Africa has seen quite some improvements over the last decade. Child, maternal, and adult mortality have declined. Life expectancy at birth has risen. However, there is still a long way to go until Africa catches up with the rest of the world. Diseases such as HIV and malaria still pose huge problems. At the same time, non-communicable diseases like cancer, heart disease, and diabetes are on the rise. Yet, the healthcare infrastructure remains fragmented and limited in its capacity. It clearly does not meet the healthcare challenges I just outlined. The lack of financial means is not the only challenge. Another major challenge is the scarcity of trained healthcare personnel capable to tackle the prevention, diagnosis, and management of communicable and non-communicable diseases at all levels of the healthcare system. Good healthcare can transform the lives of individuals and families across the continent. It can significantly contribute to and is the basis for economic and social development. Healthcare is a major driver of economic growth and consequently of social progress. We should never forget that. Today's summit is part of our Merck Foundation's STEM program. It brings together high-ranking representatives of all sectors. I look forward to interesting discussions with ministers, NGO representatives, and researchers. But most importantly, I look forward to the contributions of the young researchers who join us from all across Africa. UNESCO Mars presents a unique opportunity for the young and talented scientists gathered here today. You can share your research findings, you can network, and maybe even further your career. All of you demonstrated that you are outstandingly qualified. The research abstracts you submitted were thoroughly screened by a scientific committee, and they are all entered a competition. The 3 winners of this competition will be eligible for a number of research awards. The Mars Best Africa Young Research Award and the Best African Women Research Award. They will be announced at the awards ceremony later tonight. Good luck to all of you who have entered the competition for tonight's awards. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all a fantastic summit. Enjoy this wonderful island. And once again, thank you for joining us today and giving us your support. Thank you.